kind of interesting in a different country. See that?
I'm back.
Well, Robert, we're having a time of it here, I see.
Yes.
Let me try this one more time. Wildcard line, you are probably on the air with Robert Bruce in Australia. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, there you are. Where are you, ma'am?
Here I am. I'm in East Tennessee. This is Brandy.
Yes, Brandy.
And, Mr. Bruce, I have a question. Mr. Bell was, mentioned Andrea Yates. She's the woman who's on trial now for drowning her 5 children in the bathtub. And I wondered, because there seems to be quite a prevalence of postpartum depression, and Andrea Yates herself has been diagnosed reportedly with postpartum psychosis. So I wondered, are women more likely to experience psychic attacks and possessions when they've recently given birth?
Well, that's a pretty interesting question, all right. Robert?
Yes, my research has shown that the pregnant women are more likely to start to come under psychic attack, entity attack, primarily because entities try and attach to the unborn child. Yeah, it's horrific. And with new babies around, they also try for the new baby, and they use a process of conditioning. Usually takes several weeks to attach to them. But the mother is very vulnerable at that time, and especially if she's suffering from depression, she could come under, she'd have to be more likely to come under a psychic attack or influence. And in a case like that, where you have obviously a very strong one, it's possible that something took control of her and basically did it,
They said,
against her will. Yeah.
They said one of the, I guess her mother-in-law testified that she walked around in circles and scratched her head until clumps of hair came out. Is that something?
Yes, that is consistent with something like with an attack.
Okay.
Doing strange things, strange hand gestures, self-mutilation, things like that. Yeah, quite consistent. I'd have to know more about the case and the symptoms she experienced before I could really nail down what was happening there. But I mean, obviously there was a mental disturbance there as well, but which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah. I meant to ask you, and I want to ask you about mirrors.
Yeah.
There's always been something strange about mirrors, and there's been a lot of lore and, a lot of mystery involving mirrors and gazing and staring at mirrors. Do you know anything about that, Robert?
I know a little bit about them. Regarding OBEs, astral projections, if you pass through a mirror or through a reflective substance like a glass or through reflective water, it will tend to shift you into another reality. It causes a major reality fluctuation. But mirrors are well known to be used as magical devices as well, and they can be used by using, you could reflect, say, a tarot card into a mirror, and then you project into the reflection, and you could connect with the realm associated with that tarot card and project into it. I give a technique similar in my book called virtual reality projection, where you set up a mirror with, say, you get a favourite painting or a poster of, say, a lovely beach scene, a place you'd like to be, and you reflect that into the mirror, and then you make the OBE and you pass into the mirror, and it will take you into a created realm that your subconscious mind creates as you enter it, which will be exactly like the picture you've entered.
Wow. That's really fascinating. All right. East of the Rockies, you're on the air with Robert Bruce. Good morning.
Is that me?
That's you.
Okay, I'm Norma Jean in Houston, Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Bruce, my son and I are experiencing ongoing psychic attacks. I'd like to give you some of the background on it and see if you can advise me on it, if you have any advice, anything we could do to stop it. When my son was 11 years old, he was attacked by a poltergeist. He was bitten, scratched, poked, punched, had his hair yanked, and all the general poltergeist stuff. A whole lot of things happened. But anyway, he is now 33 years old. The violent attacks have stopped, but there still seems to be attacks like he tries to get a job, and I've got him so many cars. His motors will blow up, his tires will explode, his batteries will explode, and it's too much to be coincidence. And I'm wondering if the poltergeist attack could be connected to a curse, because we had evicted some people from our house that were homeless. They lived there for quite a while, and then they started trying to take over the house, so we evicted them. And shortly after we evicted them, I found photographs of my son where an X had been marked through his face.
Oh, my God. Ma'am, can you hold on for a moment? We've got a break here at the bottom of the hour.
All right.
All right, good. Hold on, because I do want to hear the rest of this. An X, huh? Yes, well, Robert was mentioning physical manifestations of those possessed in this manner and those who are witches. That was just a bit earlier. We'll be right back. I'm Art Bell from the High Desert. There really are some things you can feel coming in the air, aren't there? They'll stand the hair on the back of your neck straight up, and you can feel them getting close. And I'm not referring just to evil spirits, but I'm referring to events and things that are coming. You can feel them in the air. Once again, all the way back to Australia and Robert Bruce and this caller who was on the line. Ma'am, you're back on the line again. Please continue.
All right. As I was saying, it was after these people were evicted that I found pictures with an X mark through my son's face. And it was shortly after that the poltergeist attacks started happening. And my son was in front of a mirror one day, and it shattered. And he told me the people's name was Stump. And he told me he could see Mr. Stump's face in the mirror just before it shattered, and he was smiling at him. Now, every time he saw a man a few years ago that came up to him, he'd never seen him before, and he started telling him, is it still happening to you? Is it still messing with your cars? And my son didn't answer him because he was kind of startled because the man was telling him the things that were happening to him. And he said, I can take it off you for $1,000. And my son said, I don't have $1,000. And the man said, when you want it taken off, I will find you. And now, every once in a while, when something bad happens to my son, he'll see that man standing looking at him. And then, Mr. Bruce, I'm just wondering, I'm desperate if you could tell me any way, anything that would help us.
Yes, well, first, when an attack like that starts, the primary defense I use, these things, the negative entities, don't travel very well. Simply leaving your house or going to another room. You leave the house. We wouldn't
move into another place, even though we owned a house. And it was with us in the car. It was with us in the other house. And in fact, it's still here in this house where I'm at now.
All right, pause for a second and listen. Go ahead, Robert.
If it hasn't attached to the boy during an attack, you can normally break the attack completely by crossing running water. Find a water main or a garden hose and walk over it, and if the attachment hasn't been made, it will break it instantly. It's a very powerful defense.
Did the attacks have to be ongoing when you did that?
No, these are the first. That works on the first one. If it's already made an attachment, it's already, you could say, piggybacking with the boy. That won't work. That's it definitely sounds like an entity attack to me. But what's happening around your boy? He's got very bad luck. You could say aptly he's been cursed. It's like a reality fluctuation around him, which gives him really bad luck. This is like a shamanic type attack. If you're a negative type shaman type person attacking somebody, it's quite well known to cause these reality fluctuations. I've seen this. It's quite noticeable.
Would it be like a curse or witchcraft?
Yeah, like that. It's like a curse. You really need professional help for this.
Who would I go to for help?
Have a look in your local area and see if you can find a good practicing shaman or a white witch or a magician or somebody experienced with these things. If you can't, if you can get email access at all?
I don't have a computer in my home, but I imagine I could go to the library or something.
Yes,
all right. Yes. Let's do that. Robert, I take it you have email access?
Yes, yes.